Hello, my name's Sally Lunt and today I'm going to talk to you about the 10 times table. I'm sure you're already brilliant at counting in ones and also counting in twos, and that means you know your 1 and your 2 times table really well. So now it's time to think about your tens. When we're generating numbers in the 10 times table, we use exactly the same process as we do for the ones and the 2 times table. So the first number in the 10 times table is found by working out the answer to 1 times 10. And 1 times 10 means one lot of 10. So the answer there is just 10. And if I put my first lot of 10 onto my number line, you can see there that I've got to 10. The second number in my 10 times table is formed by working out the answer to 2 times 10. And 2 times 10 means two lots of 10. So that's 10, add another 10, two lots of 10 added together, which makes 20 altogether. And if I put my second lot of 10 onto my number line, you can see there that I've got to 20. The third number in my 10 times table, that's generated by working out the answer to 3 times 10. And that means three lots of 10 added together, so that's 10, add another 10, add another 10. Three lots of 10 being added together, making 30 altogether. And if I put my third lot of 10 onto my number line, I can see there I get to 30. Now the fourth number in the 10 times table, that's 4 times 10. That's made by adding four lots of 10 together. So that's 10, add 10, add 10, add 10. Four lots of 10 altogether, making 40. Now I don't have a big enough number line to put that one on, but if I did, you would see when I added my fourth lot of 10, it would get me up to 40. So I've got a little bit of a challenge for you. Here is a number grid, and I wonder, can you colour in all the numbers up to 100 that are in the 10 times table? And remember, when we're counting in tens, it means we're adding together lots of 10. So one lot of 10, two lots of 10, three lots of 10, and so on. So the first number in my 10 times table is 10. And I wonder, can you think about all the other numbers that are in the 10 times table up to a 100? Cuthbert's got his thinking hat on. So if you pause the video, have a go, and then in a moment, you can come back and we'll look at how you've got on. Okay, how have you got on? Have you coloured in all the numbers in the 10 times table? Let's have a look. So here's the answers. Did you get all of those numbers coloured in? Now I wonder, can you see any patterns with the numbers that you've coloured in? Have a look at those numbers and see, do they have anything in common? Well, here's Maureen with one idea. I wonder if you've got the same idea. All the numbers in the 10 times table end with a 0, and that's absolutely right. And I wonder, can you tell me something? If all the numbers end with a 0, is there anything else that you can tell me about all of those numbers? And here's Cuthbert with an idea. I wonder if you know the answer as well. All of the numbers in the 10 times table must be even. That's right, because they end in a 0, so they must all be even. Okay, now we've looked at the first four numbers in the 10 times table, and here are the next few. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to put that all together and show you the first 12 numbers in our 10 times table and just remembering the way that they are formed. So there's the first four. The next one is 5 times 10, that's 5 lots of 10, which makes 50. 6 times 10, which is 6 lots of 10, making 60. 7 lots of 10, or 7 times 10, and that's 70. 8 times 10, 8 lots of 10, which makes 80. 9 lots of 10, making 90. 10 lots of 10, making 100. 11 lots of 10 making 110, and 12 lots of 10 making 120. And it's really, really important to try to remember your tables. And here's Maureen with a very important message. Try to memorise all of those results. The better you know your tables, the easier you are going to find maths in the future. Okay, so I've got a few questions for you to have a go at. So this is your turn. So the first questions, can you work out the answer? So for example, 7 times 10, what's 7 lots of 10 equal to? And on the second set of questions, these are about filling in the missing number. So something times 10 is going to make 80, and you have to work out what number goes here, what number times 10 makes 80. So here's Cuthbert with a little bit of advice. He says, take your time and remember the pattern. Okay, it's very good advice, isn't it? So if you pause the video here, have a go, and then pop back in a minute and we'll see how you've got on. Okay, how have you got on? Should we have a look at your answers? So first of all, 7 times 10, well, that's equal to 70. 4 times 10 is equal to 40. 10 times 10 is equal to 100. 2 times 10 is equal to 20. And then let's do the missing number. Something times 10 makes 80. Well, that needs to be 8 times 10 makes 80. Something times 10 makes 50. Well, that needs to be 5 times 10 makes 50. And something times 10 makes 110. Well, that needs to be 11 times 10 making 110. Something times 10 makes 10. Well, that's just 1 times 10. Okay, so I have another challenge for you now. And the next challenge is have a look at all of these numbers. And I wonder, can you tell me whether these numbers are in the 10 times table? And if you need a little bit of help, here's Cuthbert with a quick reminder. And he says, remember, numbers in the 10 times table end in a 0. Okay, so really important. We need to remember that when we look at these numbers. Have a look at that end number really carefully and decide, are those numbers in the 10 times table? So if you pause the video now, have a go and pop back in a moment to see how you've got on. Okay, let's have a look at how you've got on. So, is 23 in the 10 times table? No, it's not, because it doesn't end with a 0. But 80 is, because that does end with a 0. 59, no, that doesn't end with a 0. But 120, that's yes, isn't it? Because that ends with a 0. 14, no, that doesn't end with a 0. And neither does 78. But that huge number there, 4,210, well, that one is. If you carried on counting in tens, it would take you a long time, I think. But if you carried on counting in tens, you would eventually reach 4,210, because that one ends in a 0. So yes, it is in the 10 times table. And finally, 348, no, that doesn't end in a 0. So that one is not in the 10 times table. So I hope that you've enjoyed learning about the 10 times table today. That's about all we've got time for today. But I wonder whether you might like to try and make up a poem about counting in tens. And I would love to have any poems, any ideas that you have about counting in tens or counting in twos or counting in any other tables for that matter. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And maybe if you made up a poem about counting in tens, you could send it to me. So my website is www.cuthbertthecroc.co.uk, and you can contact me through my website, and I would love to hear from you and love to be able to display your work on my website. So please do get in touch. And thanks for watching, and I hope that I'll see you next time.